Nari damot. Damot.
Taiwan, di ko man ko kanyo sa akong internet kay napaw. Pilit ko. Buta ka.
Oh,
It's very highly I suggest son very had multitasking apply. Screen change na ako from the pag-come off na lang. Ay, come off. Pag-come na lang muna. Paso na. Pagtawa mo, lustig ka. Dala lang ka.
okay.
Pilit man ko, Lord. Bakit ganito? Ikaw sa akin. Oo, man ka nag-off-cam. Pag-off-cam na.
Ah, sorry po.
Taba na
Ah,
umiinom. Pag-mute ka. Pag-mute. Pag-mute. Mag-sunod ako sa akong next na ano. Na internet can be very fast. Hi. So mix. Push it. Pwede pala yun. Mhm. Mhm. Good luck to take you on. Once there. Okay. Beep. So low and so low. Low. Just one. Not the one over completely was one. Was Let's we lost out looking turn with to the side, but we did use them on let's go. No, no, this is la what type of things can you face? Time is really enough. Which is ang New York. Just me. You're so well. I said one thing. Oh, sick. Go. Go on one army. Okay. Hmm. Hi guys. Good evening. Sorry we were delayed. Um, we've had some technical problems setting up. Thank you for joining us in this live webinar tonight, and please bear with us with our internet connection. Anyway, I think we don't have to wait much longer. Again, good evening. My name is Sri, and I am your host for tonight's live webinar. I am the founder of Virtual Hive Academy, a platform dedicated to helping aspiring virtual assistants develop the skills, confidence, and knowledge they need to succeed in the digital workspace. As part of our commitment to continuous learning and professional growth, we started to host live webinars every first and last Friday of the month to help you navigate your journey as a virtual assistant. We are all excited to have you here tonight, and we encourage you to actively participate, ask questions to make the most of this learning experience. To get started, many people feel self doubt, questioning their abilities, worrying they're not good enough, or feeling like they don't deserve their success. This is called imposter syndrome. This session tonight will help you understand why you feel this way, how to manage these thoughts, and how to build confidence in your abilities. Without further ado, let's introduce our speaker, Professor Luz Doce, an RPM, which had master's in education as well. She is the chairperson of the psychology department at Mindanao State University here in General Santos City. She is a distinguished educator and registered psychometrician with a deep passion for promoting mental well-being and personal growth. She holds a master in education from Sydney University, Australia, and a master of education in educational management from Notre Dame of the Dangas University, and she has completed academic requirements for a PhD in psychology at Ateneo de Davao University. Drawing from her experience in psychology and her own experiences, Prof. Luz will share insights on how to identify and overcome self doubt, reclaim confidence, and embrace one's achievements. Let us all welcome Professor Luz. Are you here?
Hello, good evening.
Adayun ragyud ta. Ay, sorry guys.
Uh,
Magtago yun Bisaya. Oo, the struggle is real to get here. Thank you for allowing us to hear some of your insights in the field. How are you today?
oh, I'm fine, looking good and doing better actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ma'am Luz, I will call you Ma'am Luz. Guys, you can call her Ma'am Luz. So, Ma'am Luz, I have been handling trainings for aspiring virtual assistants, and I
Okay.
have noticed a lot of hesitations, self-doubt, not to mention, and I would like to include myself as well because I think I also have this imposter syndrome. But right now, with what I'm doing in this live webinar, I'm actually starting to deal with it and overcome that syndrome. Now, please allow me to start this conversation by asking what is imposter syndrome and what is it not? Did you hear?
Is that a question for me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sige, sige. Medyo mahina, no? Ang connection. You have mentioned earlier, okay, imposter syndrome is considered a behavioral health phenomenon. Okay, describe as self-doubt of three things: intellect, skills or accomplishments, and among high achieving individuals. So, I think it is best to start with knowing what it is really this called imposter syndrome. based on the many definitions that we have, first is that IS, I should call it IS, imposter syndrome, has a fear in it. So you normally you feel anxious, and when we say anxiety, this may not have a very clear cause. Okay, and then it is based on shame, and the feelings are deeply embedded in your emotional brain. Okay, so you have that fear, and more likely, that fear is of being exposed as fraud. Ito talaga yung greatest na pervasive na fear ng tao na may IS. Fear of being exposed as fraud despite your strings of accomplishments and despite evidence that you are competent and capable. Okay. Uh, these are some signs of imposter syndrome. You don't go for promotion or take on projects because you're worried you are not capable, even though other people are encouraging you to do them. Okay, another one is when you have this imposter syndrome, you're always adding new degrees perhaps or new certifications, going for training to bolster your resume. And then you're a workaholic. There is nothing wrong no, when you have that energy to do your work. But by being so engrossed in your work, you actually fail to pay attention to, in particular, your social life. And then you're also a perfectionist. Perfectionism is always in the IS, in the imposter syndrome. Uh, of course, we always aim for excellence. As much as possible, we'd like to be 100% sure of what we are doing. However, what if you will encounter failure? So it will have a big impact now on your self esteem if ever you encounter mistakes. And because you are a high achieving individual, you tend to procrastinate. Why? Because you believe that you can finish your task in a so short a time, but at times you are neglecting the fact that there are circumstances or obstructions along the way which may not be foreseen, no? And so you encounter a problem. And then another one is you have a critical internal voice. Yun, no? Importante always ito eh. Internal voice telling you that you are fake. Okay. And of course, there is this pervasive feeling of shame. Hindi naman tayo walang hiya eh. We have to at times exercise shame. But when you say pervasive, di ba, kung baga sa container, nag-o-overflow na why do you have to have that shame when you have naman the competence, you have naman the skill to do anything. Di ba? Okay. Ito, signs that you are not an IS. First is you are a beginner. What does it mean? That you're bound to be fearful. You have to be anxious what you're going to do because you're not experienced yet. Okay? So you are a beginner. Second is you don't have the IS if you are exaggerating your accomplishments. Because in the first place, the positioning of a person who has an IS is that he is actually highly skillful, he is actually highly competent. So if you do not belong to this category, more often you may exaggerate your accomplishments, and that is not IS. Thirdly, you are confident in your capabilities, in your achievements, and internally you feel proud of yourself, but externally you always downplay it. May mga tao naman, no, na they know they can perform. However, okay, Yung Filipino upbringing natin na, "Uy, hindi puwedeng maging proud kasi anak ka ni Satanas." Yung gano'ng klaseng mga mga injections to the mind na binibigay sa atin ng mga conservative parents or mga traditional na mga parents natin na, ay hindi puwedeng mag-brag 'no, kasi ang pride is always identified with Satan. Kaya we downplay 'no, even if we are entitled or sabi natin deserve, okay? But we don't accept the compliment of people regarding our skills or talents, okay? So, yung tatlong bagay na yon ha, hindi yun siya mag-qualify as IS, imposter syndrome, okay? So, I think, that's for now that what I can share.
Okay. Given the given the whatnot for imposter syndrome, I think it's my first time to hear the whatnot. But I've had that.
Yun na nga.
Yeah. I think most people have had that same thoughts. Maybe just the classification of thoughts and definitions of it were not exact. Or maybe the right word for it is they're not aware that it is not what it is, as you have defined. Um, how, what was that um, question I had in mind? Um, how do you suggest that this type of thoughts can be overcome? Like maybe there's that starting point that they can start dealing with it, like the baby steps they can do to at least make a change
Some
and start
okay,
changing.
something like overcoming.
Mhm. Yes, both.
Yeah. Uh, Probably you are talking about overcoming imposter syndrome. Now you have that fear that you're not able to perform, and once discovered, you will be considered a fraud. No? Now, remember that the definition of an IS is that uh, you are a high achieving individual. So you have already your record, you have already your accomplishments. But along the way, you have this denial because at some point in time, you are afraid that you will be declared as a fraud. Na? So, what can we do to overcome IS? The first one is look at the evidence. As much as possible, any accomplishments that you have, you take account of it. Keep a record of it. Because at some point, these documents could actually boost your morale. Because no one can deny that you have already these accomplishments. Okay? Take record of whatever accomplishments that you have. Second is take compliments in because your positioning at the very start is that you are a high achiever. So when someone actually take notice of whatever accomplishments that you have, then take compliment in. It's oo naman eh. Ha? So bawal mag-deny. Okay. Then in cases where, even if you consider yourself an expert or a high achiever individual, still, there are some things that you do not know. And so you have to practice saying, I don't know. There's nothing wrong accepting some things that you do not know, no? Really. Okay? And then, knowledge. Saan ba galing yung fear mo? Saan ba galing yung insecurity mo? Because you start comparing yourself with others. Ay parang mas magaling siya sa akin, 'di ba? Ay parang nakikita ko na mas ano ako, inferior ako, no? Well, you have to acknowledge that you are comparing yourself how you feel inside to other people's outside. Okay? So acknowledge that. And then calm yourself down for the moment. Di ba remember na mention ko kanina yung internal voice that tells you, okay, that makes you insecure or anxious. Okay? Practice. Yung sinasabi nating relaxation. Calm yourself down for a moment because at any time when the brain is not at rest and there are a number of stimuli that are being stored or welcome into it, naha-hijack ang brain mo. And once naha-hijack yan, sa kadami-daming pumapasok, okay, pwede kang mag-numb, pwede kang mag-panic, pwede kang magiging cold. Okay? Big sabihin, you can hardly pay attention and make a sound decision. But because you allow yourself a break, okay, calm yourself down for the moment. Saka ang dami-daming bosses ngayon, na trying to destroy your peace of mind. And so you're not able to give your best. Okay?
Is there
Yes.
is there an exercise like what do you call that? Body exercise or any warm up for that? Meditation, is that the right term for it? Or what types of relaxation can we do? Any particular thing you
Generally, we have the
recommend?
relaxation techniques. Generally, we call it relaxation techniques. You know, our neurons, which are the basic unit of the nervous system in the brain, are busy shooting, nag-release sila ng energy. So much so that the individual, once so much excited, uh, always alert. So the neurons keep on shooting, and so you are highly energized, and you can hardly manage the data coming in. So what is needed is uh, treatment ito for anxiety is relaxation techniques. You go for physical exercise. Huh? By the way, ang physical exercise mo is always recommended only good for 30 minutes. Do not overdo it for 1 hour and a half. Because in 30 minutes, you are actually allowing the dendritic growth, no? Yung part ng neuron natin na mga sanga-sanga dyan, which actually, itong mga sanga-sanga na to is actually an evidence pag may growth siya of new learning. So as we grow old, we have plenty of dendrites. The growth of dendrites would spell out actually our learning. So, kung gamay lang ang sanga-sanga sang brain mo, ibig sabihin, gamay lang po imahang learning.
Oh.
Okay? Healthy eating, pwede na rin, ano? Then sleep. I don't know how a VA for this example can actually have a sleep na could help somehow address your anxiety. Yeah. In cases where you cannot really manage it, parang lopsided na talaga, no? Your life is no longer in balance. You have to go to therapy because this will actually help you. And especially it's a brain work. Now the brain is going to be disciplined. Okay? Disciplined through therapy. And of course, support groups. You can have a mentor. You can talk things over. Okay? You just don't talk to anybody. You talk to somebody you think shares the same sentiment that you have on the same level. Someone who can penetrate into your core, someone who can see things and better understand things. We have also some natural remedies, no? Yung mga tea, yung mga whatever na herbs na for relaxation purposes, it is also welcome. And of course, yung medyo hindi naman masyadong positive, if really you need it, you go for medication.
How about
Okay?
daw
Medication talaga.
Doc, doon sa maglalaro ng basketball no more than 30 minutes? Does that qualify for not exceeding the 1.5 hour you mentioned earlier? That makes sense. Roland, yeah. He's a trainee.
Sports,
Yeah.
sports naman yun eh. Sports naman yun, no? It's more on uh, making your bones resilient, having your muscles work for you. But when your purpose is more on relaxation, so yung mga sumba-sumba nyo, mga exercise, whatever, should only be good for 30 minutes.
Okay. So kung merong
Okay?
relaxation, merong relaxation techniques at meron yung imposter syndrome, di ba? Pwede man siguro may mag-Bisaya. Pero di namin mag-Ilonggo. Ito. Hindi. Kasi meron akong na-encounter na bagong vocabulary word for this matter, yung rumination. I'm not sure if that's in your language for psychology, but I'd like to get an elaboration for that term. What is rumination, Ma'am Luz?
Sige. I-simple term na lang natin ito. These are all thoughts uh, which oftentimes are just tricks of the brain. More often, when you ruminate, ano ba yung pwede nating ma-equate dito? Overthinking.
Ah,
Okay? Nag-overthink ka. Kasi nga, ilang years ka na ba sa mundo? For example, you're already 40. So meaning to say is that for those years, naging, anong tawag nito? Naging storage ang brain mo. And because of that number of information, the brain can play up things with this information that you store in it. And in fact, it can make a story of its own. Na? So, it can play tricks on you. Uh, the most direction kasi ng rumination is yung negative thinking. Ito yung nagko-correspond sa inner voice mo saying, hindi ka hindi ka matalino, hindi ka naman totoong magaling, no? Some things like that, no? So yun ang nagagawa din ng brain sa atin.
meron bang ano ba kung meron, sabi lahat na, yung negative thinking yata, I think negative thinking is causing the doubt, no, Ma'am Luz? And then
Yeah, that's
the
correct.
the relaxation can be helped out with the different techniques like the natural and the emotional and the physical, since you've mentioned the different activities that we can do to deal with it. Now, um, in your experience and maybe in your previous studies when you were still studying, what was I'm just curious about maybe the most difficult type of um, condition and how other people are dealing with it. I know there are a lot according to the studies, but what do you think, or in your experience, what was that most difficult encounter or situation with others that really have made an impact on you? Like something unusual, something outside of your um, common experiences. Daghan man klase, pero what stood out among all those other case studies sa imong pag-school before? Like makaingon kag naa day
In,
ingon ani, naa gyud day ingon ani, na pagka-imposter syndrome na malala. Ay base na ikaakop na ako sa ikaduwa, ikatulo nga mga types of imposter syndrome. Kasi mo na-mention nga kaganina, napaman ko gihapon mga isa duha ka buok siguro nga wala na-encounter. So sa inyong pag-study ba, curious ko kung unsa tong sa imuhang unsa ba yung right term ha? Diba case studies man na inyong doctorate, Ma'am Luz? I mean inyong masteral ba yan?
yung,
Case
uh, ang IS kasi is not a diagnosable condition. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa siya na i-include doon sa yung Bible ng mga psychologists na tinatawag nating DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, where you can find the listings of these particular disorders and may mga treatment na pwedeng magawa doon, may mga symptoms na or signs na pwede mong masabi paano siya ma-qualify. So in the case of um, IS, okay, hindi siya nadadiagnose. So meaning to say, it's not an official psychiatric diagnosis in the DSM-5. Okay? Uh, what could be said about imposter syndrome is that uh, this imposter may struggle with other mental health conditions such as anxiety or depression, but an individual couldn't be diagnosed as having IS. So hindi siya nililabel na IS. Those who are suffering from IS actually are experiencing anxiety or depression.
Yun na yung kanyang
Oo.
worst.
Oo. Kaya nga importante kanina sa sinabi ko na how do you understand the IS is that it is actually having that fear and anxiety. And so when talking about how to address the IS, you have to address the anxiety, you have to address the depression. Ito yung pwedeng mabigyan ng treatment. Okay? So, yung IS usually naman, no, ano yung mga pwedeng ma-manifest, no? Fear of responsibility, making mistake, uncertainty, identity shift, and okay, many others na ma-qualify siya as under sa fear. Okay? But these are the common ones na usually ma-encounter, no? Yung fear of having responsibility, sensitive masyado itong mga IS, no? Because they believe that they are competent, so they're afraid of making mistakes.
Yeah,
Okay?
I think a lot of us is a lot of them. A lot of us. That's including myself. Okay, so since you have already shared about the positive and the negative things about IS, since naaman siya naamay worst case to depression or anxiety. When it comes to psychology, there is such word as healing, no? There's always the part of healing that part of the is that part of the brain, part of the heart, or what is that part of the human psychology. So how do people with IS heal? Okay, tong sa overcome na. Dito na to siya musulod ang healing sa pag-overcome, or there's that core.
And it's actually more on the anxiety that is associated with having that imposter syndrome. So what is being treated in there is your anxiety. Because if you have too much of this, it can stifle the potential for growth and meaning. So kailangan na talaga ng help, no? Since the IS, the imposter syndrome, is actually has this pervasive na shame at saka yung sinasabi nating anxiety, ito yung ina-address ng psychotherapy. Okay? Unless otherwise, yung out of proportion na talaga yung fear mo na you need mga brain-based na mga techniques in order to overcome that fear or anxiety. So the basic thing about fear and anxiety is, of course, you all start with the relaxation technique. And then you will be moving up to a higher level, mag-upscale ka, where yung mga fear mo na, hindi basta-basta lang ito na fear, ha? Fear ito na could even cripple the person not to be functioning anymore, no? So, kailangan na siya talaga ng intervention. And yung sinasabi nating healing is, it's a matter of having a changing, person's mindset. Mindset lang man talaga yan eh, na? Ah, may mga intervention that would address yung processing, no, yung thought ng isang tao. That is more often ginagamitan siya ng cognitive behavior therapy. Yung cognitive behavior therapy is a matter of changing your thoughts, challenging your thoughts into uh, something that could bring about positive thinking. Yun siya, no? So far, ito yung mostly na ginagamit, yung cognitive behavior therapy. But if the condition is already severe, yun, pwede na siyang mga PTSD, may PTSD ka, no? So, ma-trauma ka. So, iba naman din yun, no? Na level. Okay? There are certain exercises, depende lang yan ano, sa mga choices, kung paano i-change ang thought pattern. Hindi naman kasi siya madali eh. Hindi siya madali mag-change ng thought pattern,
Hindi
no? So,
Hindi
but then, pwede
Hindi
naman siya.
Hindi
Pwede siya. Ha?
Hindi good easy itong thought pattern, thought process, yung how you shift your mindset ba, it's not easy. Kailangan i-check
Yeah.
yung stage from emotional to practical to logical to ng anak gani. It's very hard. So, karon na-interrupt na ka, Ma'am Luz?
Wala man.
Oh,
Ano lang, Miss Ray, mayroon kasi tayong tinatawag na emotional brain, no? So sa thinking natin, pwede tayo magkaroon ng problema because may emotional brain tayo which process our emotion, no? So we just don't think about anything, but when we do think, like emotion is involved, no? Like for example, sabihin mo na, I thought all the while kaya ko pero hindi naman pala. And so you begin to be sad, you begin to be frustrated or disappointed. And this has something to do with your emotional brain. The emotional brain processes your memories, okay? The emotional brain processes your motivations, and then these emotions are being linked to other brain abilities. May storage system tayo eh. So, actually, hindi siya cognitive. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng yung mga facts and all, makalimutan mo, no? But what are being stored in the brain is actually your emotion. So, yung kanta, no, I always say this, yung kanta na, I remember the boy, but I don't remember the feelings anymore. That is wrong. Because you tend to forget the name, but the emotions are stored in there. So, pwede mo magkita sa imuhang uyab, no, many years after nga nagbulag mo. Hindi mo ma-remember ang name niya. Hindi mo na malaman kung sino yung naging crush mo noon. You may forget the name at the moment, but the emotion could be relived. Kasi the brain stores the emotion.
amazing.
Oo. Kasi, ay, kinsa ganitong ako ang crush, ay, kinsa ganitong naging uyab na ako. For the moment, murag nakalimutan nimo. But, magbalik dayon ang memory mo sa imuhang emotion. Ganun, mag-process ang brain natin. Okay? So, very important na ang emotions natin, including fear, anger, happiness, and love, that is being processed by the emotional brain. Ang emotional brain natin kasi is a part of the brain na nag-control ng emotion, memories, motivations, and this involve the limbic system. Now, it's a structure of the brain where there is that perception of the emotion, then there is that processing, then there is that storage. Yung ganon.
Amazing ang na-amaze
Okay?
ko sa wala ko feeling na nag-take one course psychology for this evening for 1 hour. Okay. Wala lang. Pati na yung brain na murag na siya yung family iya ka na siya iyang structured yun. No?
Yeah.
Okay, to wrap this this session up, Ma'am Luz, naapoy ka ng question
Yep.
sa imuha nga. This doesn't have to be personal. It can be professional or something else. I would like
Mhm.
to I would like you to share a moment in your life where you've had this imposter syndrome maybe and how you were able to overcome it, and then any advice you can give to these people who might be having the syndrome but is not trying or even wanting to deal with it.
All statistics says that 70%.
Nawala imong audio. Nakamute ka. Nakamute. Nakamute. Nakamute imong Google Meet. I-unmute ang imong ano, ang imong i-unmute imong ano na lang, imong Google Meet i-unmute. Yung mismong Google Meet naka-unmute ka.
Am I audible?
Yan, okay. Go, go.
Okay, no? Nagka-problema lang.
Mas pili siya ng walang ano.
Ah,
Go, Ma'am Luz.
Hindi kita marinig. Okay, 70% of adults have this IS. There are some moments, of course, no, like you will experience this imposter syndrome. But how is it always, I mean, it is always triggered, no? Sinasabi nilang triggers nito ay calling attention to one's success. You know, award, ano tayo eh, focus ng mga individuals, kaliit-liit na ng mga achievements, kaagad merong mga award, no, or may mga promotions. And then, we may also have these triggers like failure after a string of successes. Nagkakaroon tayo ng fear kaagad na, I may not be really that good because I failed. Na? Well, yung sinasabi mo, as I have said, in overcoming IS, ano lang, changing a person's mindset lang yun, no? We have to fight IS because we need to grow. We need to find meaning in our relationships so that we can live happily in the life that we have now. Uh, Reflect on your concrete achievements. These are present, so you cannot be and be open up. I mean, be open. Okay? Be open ka, no? Sa mga whatever things that come your way and mga mistakes that may you encounter. And try to talk over, no, yung mga feelings mo about mga periods or moments na you feel like hindi ka competent, no? Na hindi ka smart and all. Okay?
When was the
Sige.
when
Okay na ba?
when did you ever experience having an imposter syndrome?
Marinig.
Why? Sige. I think Mom Lucy's having a technical problem, so she will have to leave the call now. Um, Guys, thank you for joining us and sharing your time with us. You can, I hope her insights was able to help you, um, gain some insights on how to beat imposter syndrome, especially for those aspiring virtual assistants that is still having a lot of self doubt Um, the training will give you the knowledge and will share with you how to get the practical experiences as to the tools and the industries. But you need to be able to have that determination to actually try it because there's nobody else to help you support yourself and believe in you. Once again, thank you guys for joining us. Check on the website link for our courses, and you can send us a message here on the page for any of your inquiries. We will be having another webinar on the last Friday, sorry, on the last Friday of February. Please stay tuned and